what steps do you think as university administrators or as incoming students or as faculty members, what steps can we take in our daily lives to help foster that inclusivity on campus?
I think the very, very first step is self introspection and self-awareness. And so I think people may have heard about bias and prejudice, but implicit bias are those thoughts that we kind of automatically have from how we've grown up, from the experiences that we've had in our life. And so sometimes our implicit bias makes us create scenarios or definitions about people that might not be true. And so just checking ourselves and our thinking first before we start interacting with people who may be different from us or even who may be the same as us, because we may be assuming a lot of things about people that just aren't true and that may be barriers to us, having relationships and being collaborative. So checking ourselves. And then secondly, doing research. Like college is the best time to learn about so much. And so instead of like putting people in the hot seat or on the spot in class or in your residence hall, or in your sorority or your fraternity, start doing research on our own. Like we have Google that is, on our phones, that is giving us a wealth of information. So if you have questions, it's okay to have questions. It's okay not to know, but you should start researching first on the internet before you start like asking people about their lives, kind of, especially if you don't know them. And then the third thing I would say is build relationships with people. So it doesn't matter necessarily when you're starting to build a relationship if a person, comes from the same hometown as you, has the same major, looks like you, same income background. What matters is like what you have in common, how you can grow a really nurturing relationship with one another. And so grow that relationship, get to know these people as people before you start knowing them as like labels that we have in society.
And so what do you think, with this big push for diversity and inclusion, what do you think that does to help improve the university as a whole?
I think first and foremost, it makes the university more accessible to all types of people. I think a lot of times people say that higher education is like a great societal equalizer. And so how can we continue to, promote equity in our society as a whole if a lot of people aren't able to access something like higher education? So it makes it accessible to all people, race, religion, sexuality, gender, ability or disability status, income levels, all those things. I think also it creates a safe space for people to learn new things. And so, like I said before, college is about learning about yourself, about others, and new material in the world. And so how can I feel safe learning about these things if I feel that I'm being ostracized in my community or I don't feel a part of this larger community? And also, I think having diversity and inclusion on a campus, it is mirroring the real world. Like there are rarely any pockets of like monotony or just very monotonous like populations around the world. And so having a diverse campus shows like what you're about to enter into when you leave this beautiful campus. And I think lastly, I would say community. So when I feel safe, when I have great relationships here, when I know that this experience has made me successful for the real world, I buy into FSU way more. I'm coming to the games. I'm coming to homecoming. I'm, giving to support more scholarships and support students who are in need. I'm wearing my colors everywhere, like buying into the university and showing that school pride. I truly believe diversity and inclusion is a part of that.
Yeah, and that'll also have a positive effect on the student's academic career. We've, our own internal research, our division has found that the students who are more engaged on campus tend to have higher GPAs and are more successful in college.
Absolutely. So everything that we do in higher ed and student affairs is so that the student is, personally developed and reaching their highest. And a part of that is their academic potential as well.